Yay! Welcome back to day 4 of the Online Wealth Breakthrough Experience. So, yesterday we talked about money mindset and subconscious reprogramming. So, how was your tapping session? What were the limiting beliefs you chose to work on? Was it hard to remember a memory associated with that? Or did you feel a little bit of emotions or maybe a lot of emotions? I'm really like to know. So share in the comments if you felt relief, if you felt like a lightening of the emotions associated with limiting beliefs. And then some people have really profound cathartic experiences with tapping, with lots of tears and maybe even, nausea. And others just have like a calm, peaceful feeling of lightness after releasing. And sometimes the emotions can actually get stronger after tapping. And if that happened to you, just know it's great. It's actually perfect. You know you're on the right track to get something that's deeply ingrained in your subconscious. Like you access that. So you actually, even though it felt awful, like it's time to celebrate. Hooray, you found the thing that you've been holding yourself back with, right? So take it as a sign that you did really well. You got like a student. And that it's actually working. The tapping is working. So keep doing it. Once you've brought it up, you don't want to stuff it back in. And you don't want it to spill out in ugly ways at other people, right? So you want to continue with the tapping process so you can properly release the limiting beliefs that are associated with the feelings that are coming up for you. Good or good? Yeah? Okay. And also, if you felt like scattered and went all over the rabbit hole, that's okay too, because what happens is in our subconscious, everything gets intertwined. Our experiences, our memories, the meaning that we created, all that kind of stuff gets intertwined. So if you felt like you were like jumping from place to place, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's kind of a natural process, especially in the beginning. And it takes practice to find the right rabbit hole to keep digging into. So if you need any help with that, reach out to me. I'm happy to assist you. You can send me a DM. Yeah? Okay. So today we're going to dive into strategies that you're going to be able to use in any online business. Who's excited? Yeah, I'm going to share this slides right now. As usual, for this is day 4. Our agreement is the same as every day. I'll bring my energy and offer you the guidance on the how to. Today we're going to talk about creating a personal brand. In return, I want you to show up for yourself, not for me, but for yourself. Flow your attention by participating in the comments and telling the person who invited you here what your takeaways were. And also do your home plate each day. Good? Good or good? Okay, I want you to write, I'm showing up in the comments. If you're showing up for yourself right now, just say, I'm showing up. Okay, so we're going to go over a personal brand, what that is, and it's one of the most important keys to having a purpose-driven, aligned affiliate marketing business. So here we go. So what is a personal brand? A personal brand is how people experience who you are online. It's what makes you memorable and it sets you apart because guess what? You are the only you. Only you can be yourself, right? So we build a personal brand by creating content and curating information that aligns with our values, our vibe, and our voice. Our values, vibe, and voice, right? So I want you to say with me, values, vibe, and voice. Great. Yes. So before we go any further, please don't get intimidated when you hear like creating content, right? You might immediately think of like influencers doing overproduced YouTube videos, and that is not what I'm talking about here. Okay. So content could simply be a social media post. So, how many of you here have made a post on social media before? Not so hard, right? You also don't need a large following. Like I'm not teaching you how to be an influencer here. As a matter of fact, sometimes being an influencer can be detrimental. You can have less than 1,000 followers and be successful at affiliate marketing, and no BS there. Now, what are the benefits of having a personal brand? It allows you to show up as you authentically. Actually, let's back up a little bit. When I started this business, I wasn't even sure who I was authentically. Like I kind of knew and not really. But by going on the personal branding journey, which inevitably includes personal development, it really allowed for me to find what my passion is, what my values are, how I communicate it, what I stand for, right? All that stuff, what my talents and gifts are. So your brand shifts as you grow. So in the beginning, all I could think of posting was about being a stay-at-home mom and sharing a few inspirational thoughts here and there. But as I evolved into my natural gifts, I became a breathwork healer, I became a coach, and my brand has been able to flow with every step of the journey. People who have a strong and purposeful brand right now will have unlimited opportunities because branding brings attention and it builds trust. And in this digital era, attention and trust is the new currency. Hear that again. In this digital era, attention and trust is the new currency. So you can be a regular person. You can pick up your phone, create content, and add value, share, and monetize. Your personal brand is the fast pass to opportunities, higher income, and online success. Yay! Right? Okay, so let's go over what a personal brand is not. So, who is tired of seeing ads on the internet? Me? Yep. Okay. You see it all the time. And they seem really pushy, right? Yeah, sure. There's some that are tasteful and I've definitely got suckered into like late night impulse buy from Instagram ads. But as a general rule, ads are annoying, often intrusive, and they usually are product focused. There's no connection. Am I right about that? Having a personal brand is not about creating logos or eye catching graphics and doing obnoxious advertising. Okay, as examples of a personal brand, this is getting a little better. It's getting a little warmer. Yeah, we want to hit the hot spot, and this is like warm. At least it's personal, right? These are some actual posts that I took off of Facebook, and I just want to say here, I'm not here to bash anyone, but I want you to notice what these things have in common. All right, just look at the posts right now, and I'm going to give you a second to go, what does it have in common? Do they all feel promo-ish to you? Right? The first post on the left, it actually doesn't even have the person in it. Right? That lady that's getting a facial is not the actual person who posted it. So it's like she posted an ad, like put a flyer on her profile, right? The second one in the middle, that might feel a little more personal, but this one's actually an ad by the Weightless product company itself. So the ad is designed to mimic a personal brand. Well, why would they do that, right? Because it works. They know what works. Now, the third one, here's a lady holding up a pill and bottle, talking about the supplement that she's probably representing. And like I said, I'm not judging her. She's probably gotten out of her comfort zone, and I commend anyone who gets into action. So yay for her. And a post like this from time to time could be effective. It's definitely much more personal and connecting than seeing a post like the one on the left here, right? But if this is what she posted every day for months on end, would you feel like she's someone you would want to hang out with? Or like she's going to try to sell you something if you reach out to her? Right? Would you feel a connection, or would you just scroll right past her? Here's an amazing example of attraction marketing. Attraction marketing is a strategy where you share your story, values, and expertise to draw in your ideal audience rather than chasing them. And people feel naturally pulled to work with you. So this is a Facebook friend who posted about the struggles she had with her neurodivergent daughter. The post opens up with, one of the hardest decisions I ever made was considering a home for my daughter. Ugh, like just hearing that sentence, does it do something to your heart? Like a little, kick in the stomach, right? She shares about her inner conflict around feeling like a bad mom and her worry about what kind of care her daughter would get. Right? Could you imagine how hard that must have been for her? And she shared vulnerably about her authentic experience. You can see in the bottom the numbers of reactions that she got, that it really hit people's hearts. And I felt a connection reading this story instantly. And when she comes across my feed next, what do you think I'm going to do? I for sure will remember her, and I'm going to pay attention to what she says the next time I see her, right? Not in person, but on social media. And if I were struggling with a child on the spectrum and wanted support around that, you bet that I would work with her. Now, this is the magic of attraction marketing. You don't need to be pitchy, you just need to be real. A strong personal brand focuses on adding value to people's lives while being themselves and craftfully weaving in invitations, whether it's to an event like a masterclass or to work with them. Here's some examples from our community. I focus my brand on empowering women to follow their passions and transforming their lives through emotional alchemy. You had a little taste of that yesterday. And you can tell that I lean into like spirituality and manifestation, right? That's pretty clear from looking at those two posts. Now, my friend Samantha Ann Tyers, she is a world schooling mom living in Costa Rica. She's soft and joyful, down to earth, and a straight shooter. You can tell from her content exactly where she stands. Her post here says, "Don't ask me for life advice. You'll end up moving to the other side of the world, choosing crazy experiences over stuff, and not listening to mainstream media again," right? It's very clear on where she stands. Here are a few other examples from our community. Denise on the left here enjoys traveling. And in the post on top, she shares that she was a high school dropout. She did a ton of odd jobs, stayed home to raise her kids, and finally had success here in her midlife. Carmen, who works with horses, built her business sharing her daily activities and inspirations from the ranch that she's purchased thanks to her affiliate marketing business. Monica retired from her nursing job after she came to this space. And I actually watched her evolve while she built her personal brand. It was at first she was like, okay, am I a nurse? Am I a single mom of 3? All that stuff. Now she is a quantum healer and a wellness guide. And here she's sharing some fascinating information about the connection on human fascia and health, right? She's really into her stuff. So do you see here that creating content is not as daunting as one may think? Don't get caught up too much in whether you think that what you're sharing has value or not. Literally posting a smiling photo and sharing your life and our essence can be of value to the right person. And we're so used to being ourselves that we think, oh, it's no big deal, or oh, it's boring, it's everyday stuff, or everybody knows that, or anybody can do this, right? But what's normal and plain to you can be an aspiration and fascination for others. Trust me, what's normal and plain to you can be an aspiration and fascination for others. So sharing your life in this way, using attraction marketing, we build authentic connections, long-term trust, and loyalty. All right? So who's thinking, okay, all right, Mika, I could do this, right? If you're active on social media, you're basically already doing it, but probably not very purposefully. The magic happens when you stop scrolling and you start thinking like an attraction marketer and share the content that creates connections. Now that you understand the power of building a personal brand, let me show you how you can actually build a business around it without reinventing the wheel. So we have a brilliant system and platform to take all of the mystery out of building and monetizing your personal brand. The platform has basically 2 parts. The Academy, where you get the most cutting edge training in marketing mindset and personal development and leadership. And then the funnel and automation, which includes your ready to go sales funnels that are plug and go and customizable. It provides events to invite people to, email sequences, and get this, a sales team that closes for you. What? What? There's nothing like this. So there's no chasing people, no awkward or sleazy selling, pushing products, and no guessing games. Just you creating content that aligns with your energy and pointing people to an invitation. And while officially I said the platform comes with two parts, there's actually a third component that's really amazing, and that's the people. We have around 2,000 people on this platform, and they're the most generous, positive, and inspiring bunch I've ever been around. Remember yesterday, I said that it's important to be around people that think bigger and have elevated conversations? Well, this is the community for me that uplifts, and it could be yours too. You remember on day 2, we went over what a sales funnel does and how we can use automation to free up time and scale our income. We had this graphic showing you the actual funnel, right? The strategies the strategies of conversions all the way from awareness and interest to the sale. Well, we don't actually have a physical funnel, right? This is what a funnel looks like from your perspective. Here's how simple it gets. You build your personal brand, which takes only about a week or so to get rolling, and make a post on social media, or you run ads. You get to choose. You get to do both. You post content and invite people to an online event, such as a masterclass or an experience like this one that you're going through. The people who attend the event, if they're interested, will book a call with our business associate and expert sales team who help them map out a plan. Then they get started by enrolling in the platform and or partnering with our highest converting offer. And just like that, you've created the beginning of a leveraged business where you can focus on what you do best, which is being yourself, and let the system do the heavy lifting. How exciting is that? If you're excited by this, put excited in the chat. Like, this is really amazing, mind-blowing stuff that you just get to be yourself and the platform does the rest. And all the while, you have the community supporting you. Here are a few more examples of ladies. And actually, we have men in this space too, but there are definitely a lot more women. And they all have a personal brand, very distinctive flavor. So let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered so far. We've talked about thinking like an entrepreneur. We talked about doing the inner work to clear subconscious blocks and simple systems that gives you the time leverage and scalability. Now, I know what you might be wondering. Okay, Mika, I get it. But where does the money come from? Like, what's the wealth part? What's actually being sold here? Totally fair question. And I will show you everything tomorrow. I will introduce you to the offer that we've partnered with, which is our high ticket solution. Everybody say high ticket in the comments. I'll go over legacy income strategies that might just blow your mind, so make sure you show up for tomorrow, okay? So it's time for today's home play. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this if you'd like to have the prompts ready. And I want you to do your own social media personal brand audit. Okay, this is going to be fun. Go to your profile and have a look at what you've been posting and answer these questions. When someone visits my profile, pretend that you don't know yourself and you're looking at a stranger. What 3 words might they use to describe me? Would it be soccer mom? Would it be fun, bold, professional, quirky? That's me. Earthy, classy, rebellious, right? Like, these are all words that people might look at your profile and come up with. And if you don't post much at all, that's okay. You could do this exercise in your real life scenario as well. So do people see you as, like, a caregiver or the life of the party? Nurturing, generous, serious, intellectual, right? Next, what do you want to be known for? Like, this is the key. What do you want to be known for? Maybe you're the quiet type, but actually people don't know that you're great at knitting and you make these super creative kids' clothes and you want to be known as an artist, right? Maybe you've been passionate about permaculture and you could talk about it for days and hours without getting tired of it. And maybe you don't have time for a hobby, but you did learn how to run a household really efficiently, and your friends remark that you never forget their birthdays and anniversaries. Right? These are all hidden talents that can be used in building a personal brand. So come up with 5 words or sentences that describes what you want to be known for. Could be something like passionate, wise, organized, visionary, friendly, right? Now have a look again at what you've shared in the past. Do those posts align with what you'd like to be known for? Did you post any rants about a friend that betrayed you? Or maybe a politician that you're mad at? Did you post drunken photos? Oops. Or doomsday news? Or do you post only about your kids and your pets? Like, none of these are wrong, but I just want you to notice whether they feel aligned with your true essence and what you stand for, what that vision is that's pulling you. Right? And here's a bonus for those who are excited by what's possible when you combine your unique voice with the platform that's designed to monetize your personal brand. I want you to make a value post on your profile. Or you're like, I don't know what a value post is. Yes, you do. It could be a small thing like an inspirational quote card, or if you're ready to make a big ripple, get vulnerable and share something that you've been hiding, but actually might create connection, that actually might inspire others, knowing that they're not the only people dealing with some of these things, right? And if you're watching this in the Facebook group, you can do the value post in there as well. And then connect with the person who invited you here to let them know that you did it. You want to hold yourself accountable to get into action. Okay? So I'll see you tomorrow where everything you learned here falls into place on creating online wealth. You don't want to miss it. Ciao.